Welcome back to Vernon Sports World. Um, I was supposed to be come give y'all my week 2 takeaways, what I got right, what I got wrong. I'm just a little under the weather, man, but I had to come back for tonight's game to be in time for tonight's game and give y'all a pick. And I'm gonna start off with that. Pittsburgh is playing in Cleveland. Cleveland giving them 4. I can almost guarantee you that that's gonna come down probably to a 3-point game, or Pittsburgh gonna win straight out. So taking the 4 with Pittsburgh is a show money bet. That's a money pick. For sure, take Pittsburgh and put the house on it. Because if Pittsburgh do lose, they're going to lose by 3 points, and the 4 points will still be good. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're going to win straight out, head up. But take the 4 points on Thursday Night Football with Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a for sure bet. So let me get it. I want to go start with my week 2 takeaways. I'm going to start off with the Dolphins and Baltimore. I made a separate video about that. You can go check that out. That was a thriller, man. That was a thriller. Baltimore defense crumbled. I don't know if Baltimore. I watched the game, but it's hard to say whether Baltimore defense crumbled or Tua just stood up. Cause Tua not no punk. You know what I'm saying? Tua, he a first round draft pick, national champion for a reason. And next we're gonna go to. So I took the Dolphins in that game because Baltimore was giving them 3.5. Dolphins a good team. You know what I'm saying? You never want to give. Even though Baltimore was at home, I still took Dolphins with the 3.5 because I just felt like the Dolphins was gonna come down to a field goal, and they actually won straight out. So I was right about that pick. Next, we have the Jets and the Browns. The Browns was giving the Jets 6.5 points. And even though they was at home, they not that good of a team to give nobody almost a touchdown, especially when Jets led by a veteran quarterback, a veteran Super Bowl winning quarterback like Joe Flacco. He not the best, but he a veteran. He a man in the room. And I just felt like they was not going to be able to cover no 6.5. So, of course, I took the Jets, and I was right about that. Next, we have the Colts at Jacksonville. I'm going to be honest with you. I took the Colts giving Jacksonville 3. So I got that wrong. I want to start off by saying that. The Colts didn't even score a touchdown, which is pathetic in the NFL. Getting shut out, that's just pathetic. But Jacksonville did play good last week. Even though they lost to the Commanders in week 1, they did play good. And I watched the game, so I actually seen some things that I liked about Jacksonville. So I really wanted to take Jacksonville, but it's hard to go against veteran quarterbacks like Matt Ryan. So I took the Colts, giving Jacksonville 3, and I was wrong about that. Next, we have the Bucks and Saints. Of course, I took the Bucks. I was right about that. Both of these teams is, they both kind of struggling right now, trying to find their identity. But the Saints was only getting 2.5 points. They was at home, but it didn't really matter because, of course, we know who Brady is. Brady is a man in the room. He got a good receiving core, good running game, a decent defense. And I knew they was going to rattle Jameis Smith. And, of course, he threw in 3 interceptions. So then the final score was 20-10, so they covered the 2.5. And so I took the Bucks, and, of course, I was right about that. And next we have the Panthers and Giants. The Giants had a great comeback in week 1 against the Tennessee Titans, but I'm noticing that the Tennessee Titans is not a good team. They're a bad team, and Panthers, they all right. I always for some reason I still got faith in Baker Mayfield. I'll talk about it later, but I think he's gonna beat the Saints this week. But I took the Panthers in that game +2. And, of course, they lost by 3, so I was wrong about that. The Giants covered the 2 points. Next, we have the Patriots at Steelers. Steelers was getting 2 points. Steelers got a heck of a defense, great coach, decent quarterback, decent team. TJ Watt ended up getting hurt. I think that played a big part, but I took the Steelers +2. They lost by 3, so I was wrong about that. Next, we have the Commanders and the Lions. The Lions was at home. They was giving Commanders 1 point. That's basically like a pick 'em. So I took the Commanders, and that's another one of those games that I really wanted to take the line, but I ended up taking the Commanders. So that's what I get credit for. I was wrong about it. The Lions got a high-powered offense. They played Philly week 1, put up 30-some points. They played the Commanders this week 2 and put up 30-some points. They got to be in the top 5 offense right now in the NFL. I don't know if it's because they playing regular people. We'll see when they play somebody special. They got to play my team, Green Bay, twice a year. We'll see. But I was wrong about that. I took the Commanders with 1, and the Lions beat them by 9. So I was wrong about that. Next, we have the Seahawks at 49ers. Of course, Trey Lance is an inexperienced quarterback. I'm telling you why I took that pick. Anytime it's a division game and it's over a touchdown, not all the time, but most of the time I take the points, because division game, no matter how bad the teams are, they going to fight each other. It could be a Super Bowl champion versus a worst team in the NFL, but because it's a division game, they going to fight, you know what I'm saying, for the simple fact that a team could just win their division and go to the playoffs. So it's always going to be a dog fight in a division game. So they was giving them 8.5, plus Trey Lance, inexperienced quarterback. Geno Smith, he a veteran, he a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he no superstar or nothing, but Geno Jennings is a man. But just so happened that Trey Lance got hurt, and Jimmy G came in. Jimmy G, of course, is a man, a Super Bowl. He been in the Super Bowl. He is definitely a veteran. He a man. He know how to handle pressure under any situation. And so he just so happened to cover it. And I feel terribly on that, because they was giving Seahawks 8.5. I took the 8.5, and the 49ers beat them 27-20. They covered 20 points. So I was terribly wrong about that. Next, we have the Falcons and the Rams. The Rams was given 10 points, and I took the Rams. And as a matter of fact, it's crazy because I took the Falcons first. And then I went back and said, you know what, I'm going to take the Rams and give them the 10 points. And of course, in the beginning of the game, I think all the way up to the third quarter, they was blowing the Falcons out of the water. Somehow, same thing happened the week before when the Falcons played the Saints. They made a heck of a comeback in the second half. I'm going to be on the lookout for the Falcons this week and see who they play, because they not no punks. Because they came back on the Saints, and the Saints got a top 5 defense. They came back from behind almost to win against the Rams, and the Rams got a nice defense. So the Falcons ain't no punks like people thinking they is. But I gave up 10 points to them, and I was wrong about that. But I will be on the lookout for who they play this week, because Falcons is an above average team. Even though they 0-2, they got 2 good losses. They came back from behind against good defense, and that says a lot about a team. Next, we have the Texans and Broncos. I already made a video about Russell Wilson and how I feel about him and the Broncos. They poorly coach, and Russell Wilson is not that guy. He's an okay quarterback. He's average at best. So I took the Broncos, giving 10 to the Texans, because the Texans is a bad team, and I feel as though after the Broncos took that bad loss in week 1, Russell Wilson was going to be able to rise above and at least cover 10 points against a bad Texans team. Of course, I was wrong about that. He struggled across the finish line and only won by 7, so I was wrong about that. Bengals at Cowboys we had next. Of course, I got that right. I took the Cowboys with the 7, and the Cowboys won straight out 20-17. Reason why I took that pick, the Cowboys got an extremely potent defense. And now they got a veteran quarterback. He inexperienced, but he's a veteran. He can make the throw. You can win with him. He can make the throws that need to be made. Cooper Rush. Like I said, I made a separate video about that. Check it out. But I think he's better. I think he's a better option for the Cowboys. Not to mention he's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? You can get Dak to reconstruct his contract or release him, and pay this dude a decent little contract for what he doing, and get some more players for offense. But I knew the Cowboys were going to at least cover with the 7 point, but they ended up winning straight out. Cooper Rush had a great game. No mistakes. 1 touchdown, 235 yards, 1 rush for 2 yards. Cooper Rush is doing great. Dak better hope he have his job when he get back. But like I said, I made a private video about that. Go check that out. Next, we had the Bears and my Packers. And of course, one thing about Green Bay, I'm not gonna overreact about that win because I don't care how bad we is, we will blow out the Bears. Don't matter where we play it, don't matter who we, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers will blow out the Bears. So I gave the 10 points to the Bears, which is like I said, I don't like giving double digits in division games because they be a dog fight, but the Bears just can't hang with us. All they got right now is a defense. And that defense wasn't good enough to stop us from covering by 17. We beat them 27-10. We covered the 10 points. But I'm not overreacting on our team. Green Bay got to show me something Sunday against Tampa Bay. And I'm definitely taking them, but that's another story. I made a video about this, the Arizona and Raiders. I took Arizona. I was right about that. Arizona was getting 5.5. And I just felt like, I know they don't got DeAndre Hopkins, but they still got AJ Green. They got a decent team. And so I feel as though if the Raiders will, I kind of feel like the Raiders was going to win, but I feel like the Raiders was going to struggle across the finish line and win by like 3. So I took the 5.5 with Arizona, and of course Arizona ended up winning straight out in overtime. Great game. Bad coaching for the Raiders, but I made a video about that. Go check that out. And Monday Night Football, I took the Titans with 10 points, and I was wrong about that. The Bills is serious. The Bills is a great team. They blew the Titans out 41-7. I'm thinking I'm almost guaranteeing the Bills gonna be in the AFC Championship. I don't know if they're gonna win, but I don't see nobody really beating them right now. I think they got a better team than Patrick Mahomes. But I took the 10 with the Titans because the Titans, Derrick Henry is a great running back, one of the best in the league. He's not doing that well this season. And they got a decent team. I mean, I just didn't think. Then they come off a bad loss against a come from behind victory. The Giants beat them. So I kind of feel like, but apparently they got a horrible defense. I never actually got to watch the game. I didn't get to watch the game Monday. Like I said, I'm a little under the weather. But I took the 10 with the Titans. I was wrong. The Bills blew them out 41-7. And last but not least, the Vikings and the Eagles. The Eagles was giving the Vikings 2 points. And after what I seen the Vikings put on the show against us in week 1, the defense performance,